You just taking a look at it, you can know how flavorful and intense it is. You know, giving chicken the correct treatment, you can get very intense flavor out of this underrated burger material. Hey guys, it's Mandy from Lady and Pups again. I'm with Food 52 today to bring you a recipe that I'm really excited about sharing. Today I want to show you like a version of my chicken crackling smash burger is what I call it. A version of it that really does not lack in the flavor department at all if you compare it to beef, okay? And the secret to that is the patty, the chicken patty itself. So here I have about 2 pounds of skin on chicken thighs, okay? I'm gonna really focus on skin on here, okay? Because that skin, when caramelized and crispened, if that's a word, it's going to become what I call chicken crackling, which is one of the most potent and flavorful substance I consider in the food world, okay? And if you have ever tried another recipe of mine called Flatten the Bird, where I basically 2D the entire chicken and then really slowly render down that skin on a skillet, you would know. And there are very few things that comes close to that really crispy chicken skin, and when you bite into it, that intensity is unparalleled. So I'm trying to create that in a patty version. Does that make sense? Okay, so let's start, okay? The first thing I'm gonna do is I'm going to cut these skin on chicken thighs into, I'm gonna say like 3/4 inches chunks. You don't want them to be too big, okay? Like, you know, about that big, okay? And make sure that when you put these on the tray, you don't just like pile it on. You know, like make sure that you really lay it out nice and neat into like a single layer. Especially, well, I'm not gonna be really anal about this, but I try to put the skin side up, okay? Because the skin is what needs to be hardened so that it can be properly processed in the food processor. And please don't use chicken breast. Please, like, please don't leave comment and ask if you can use chicken breast. No. The answer is no. This is a patty, okay? Like, this is not, like, you're not like chowing down a whole chunk of thighs here. You really need that fat content to make this patty flavorful. If you can, I would really recommend you to use like a free range chicken. So here, I have a full tray, okay? And I'm going to flash freeze this in the freezer for about 45 minutes to 1 hour. You don't want them to be completely frozen hard. That's not what we're trying to do here. We're only trying to get them to harden. So it's kind of sitting in between like half frozen and frozen. Because if it's completely like rock hard, it's gonna be hard to process too. So 45 to 1 hour. So the chicken had been in the freezer for exactly 1 hour, and they are like hardened but not completely frozen. So I'm going to transfer these to the food processor in very small batches, okay? This is really important that you do this in small batches. So here you can see I only have like 1 layer of chicken meat in the food processor and no more, okay, at a time. And now I'm going to pulse the food processor. I'm not gonna like run the food processor. I'm gonna use these short pulses. Until they kind of look like this, okay? So you can see like lumps of the skin kind of evenly mixed into the ground meat. And that's how far you want to go. Okay, so I'm going to transfer these into a bowl and then keep finishing you know, the rest of the chicken. So I have all the chicken ground up, and you can see that it's not a super fine ground. You still want to be able to pick out these bits and pieces and lumps of the skin throughout. You're not trying to, you know, completely ground them like sausages or bratwurst, you know, or anything like that. So this is the consistency that you're looking for. We are ready to shape these into patties. The diameter of the patty is really, really important. It all depends on the size of your bun, okay? So here I have a potato bun here. And I take a, you know, a cookie cutter or whatever, that is about the same diameter as my bun, okay? And then I'm gonna take a piece of, like, you know, square parchment paper that I've cut out. I put the mold down. And then I fill it up with enough ground chicken. That's about like half-inch, I'd say like half-inch thick. And I really, really pat it down so that it's compact. The reason why I'm doing this, because I like to shape these patties beforehand and keep them in the freezer so that whenever I need them, I can just take one out, let it soften slightly, and I can cook. But if you don't want to do that, if you're like want to use it right away and you want to smash it, you know, like a smash burger, like right on the skillet, you can do that too. But you know, that's not how I developed the recipe, and I like them all ready to go so I don't panic. Here you can see that I have the patty shaped here. And then I'm going to put another parchment on top. And then I'm going to take something flat, okay? This is a plate, but you can use anything you have. And I'm going to press it down to about 1/4 inch thick. So like that. And you can see that this is, you know, a lot wider than the bun here, and that is really important. You want the diameter of the patty to be about 20 to 25% wider than the diameter of your bun. Why? Because these patties are gonna shrink significantly. I mean, all patties do, okay? And that's what happens when the fat gets rendered out and it's losing some of the moisture, and the patty is going to shrink. It's gonna lose volumes, okay? Here, I have all the patties made, and I'm stacking them on top of each other. And if you're not cooking these right away, you can keep them in the freezer, like I said, but you don't have to. You can cook them right away, and I'm gonna show you how to. Okay, so the first thing I'm gonna do is actually I'm going to toast the buns. I have a smaller skillet here, and I'm gonna put it on medium heat. And it's really, really important that you toast the buns. And usually what I do is I melt about like a tablespoon of butter per bun. Okay, so 1 tablespoon per bun. So here you see I have a skillet, melted butter. I'm melting the butter right inside the skillet, and I put the bun inside. Halved buns, of course. And then I just kind of like move them around so that they absorb all the butter. And then I'm just gonna toast it until it's, well, golden brown. If you have like a toaster or something, you wanna do this in a toaster, that's fine too. And I'm actually gonna keep the buns, the toasted buns on the side of this, you know, right next to this bigger skillet where I'm gonna cook the patties in, because so I can, you know, transfer it directly onto the patty. But before I do that, I'm going to rub a little bit of Dijon mustard, not a lot, okay? I'm gonna say, I'm doing like maybe like a teaspoon on one side only, okay? And then I have these American cheddar cheese, burger cheese ready. And listen, you can use like You know, if you're like one of those people who insist on using fancy cheeses for your burgers, you know, go ahead and knock yourself out. But I'm gonna argue that a real authentic burger always uses American cheese. And in the skillet, when it's heating, I'm going to add about 3 tablespoons of olive oil. So you're gonna wanna heat the pan until it's starting to smoke up slightly. And then all you do is you take one patty and then you put it in the pan and you peel away the parchment. So the patties are already smashed flat, right? But you still want to kind of press it down a little bit so that making sure that you have full surface contact with the hot skillet. And please do not move it around, okay? I'm going to show you when you're supposed to flip them. So I forgot to mention that you should season the patty liberally on one side before you put that into the pan. And then once you take that parchment off, season the other side liberally with sea salt as well. And then once you see that the sides of the patties are becoming like golden brown, you can try to, you know, check out the underneath. And that's what you want, it like golden brown like this, almost like a fried chicken. Woo! When you add the patty into the pan, press it down so that the surface is kind of comes in contact with the skillet, and do that kind of periodically as well throughout the cooking process. The second side is always a little bit harder to brown. And if you see that, you know, the oil is kind of drying up a little bit, add a bit more, okay? Because the oil is really what's going to aid the browning and the crisping of the patty. And you're not drinking these oils, so, you know, don't freak out. You can see that the patties are really, really deeply caramelized. It should almost look like they're fried, okay? So what I do is I put one patty down, and then I put one piece of cheese. I can't really show you because my other hand is holding the camera, but one piece of cheese, another patty, and then another piece of cheese. And if you have a blowtorch, here is when I go back and then I torch the cheese a little bit. Okay, going in. It's the perfect double cheeseburger, even without the beef. You know what the crazy thing is? The first texture that you encounter is crispiness. And that's not something that you expect from a burger, but it is from this burger. It's almost like fried chicken. It's like really intense, crispy chicken crackling flavors. So listen, this is really the type of burger that you want to stay a purist. Okay, the only thing that I didn't include in the video was I also smeared a layer of mayonnaise on the other side of the bun. So Dijon mustard, cheddar cheese, mayonnaise, that's it, okay? And I'm not talking about flavored or seasoned mayonnaise. I don't want garlic in the mayonnaise. I don't want onions or relish or any of that in the mayonnaise. Just pure mayonnaise, simple Dijon mustard, and cheddar cheese, because this burger is not really about anything else. This burger is just about tasting that rendered chicken skin inside a patty, and that's the focus. You don't want anything else to take, you know, the focus away from that. When I eat this burger, I really don't miss beef. So I really hope that you like this recipe. So thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye.